All right, we are back.
Back on air.
Yeah, this isn't live.
Back on air.
This isn't even kind of live.
Bob FM.
Nobody will get that joke. That's like a station exclusive to Central Texas, Laura.
Okay, every station, every state has a vague white people name station though.
Yeah, that's true.
And we play anything. It's like.
Are you sure Bob FM is the white people, or is it Kiss FM? Kiss FM, it seems far more white people to me. In name.
Bob FM. Well, Kiss FM is top 40 of today.
That's true, yeah.
Bob FM is
It's
top
just
40.
anything.
Anything that used to be top 40.
Yeah.
We play anything. I've never heard them play classical. They are lying.
They probably don't play fucking Screamo either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking weak ass
Okay.
bitches.
Also, I have never had. This is so fucking stupid and not the right place to express this opinion, but I have never had the chance to anywhere else. The best EXO song is Mama, and I will fight all of you. It's Mama. Mama has a screamo break, and it's awesome, and I love it so much. And all of you can suck my dick.
Mhm. Same.
I'm gonna get some. Somebody's gonna.
That's
come
my
in.
opinion.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like.
Nobody's gonna watch.
They're gonna be like, "Excuse me, wolf."
Nobody's gonna come. Nobody's gonna listen to this long enough to get to the part where I'm like, "Mama is the best EXO song. Fucking fight me." So I don't
Okay,
have to worry.
look at someone in the comments is gonna be like, "I listened to that far."
God.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Next one. Do you wanna go? For
my
it?
turn.
What if you can't read my handwriting? I like the second one.
Bitch, try me.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay. Yoongi works at a sex shop.
I
by
love this.
Broken Firebolts.
Oh my
Any
God.
pairing.
Okay. Also.
I remember seeing this
also,
one and being like, "Fuck yeah."
Also, Kayla deserves a shout out because she gave me a bunch of prompts and they were all awesome and I loved them so much. There were 6.
Beautiful. We didn't use all of them
Yeah.
because
There were
there
one
a
or
lot
two.
of prompts.
Yeah, there were one or
And
two.
we didn't want it to be like all of her prompts and then
Yeah.
nobody else gets it.
But we picked out our favorite ones and they were really good. All of them were really good. Special shout out. It was so good. Anyways. Okay.
Sex shop, eh?
Yuki works at a sex shop.
Yoongi
Okay.
would be such a fucking good sex shop worker because the number one skill you need as a sex shop worker is the ability to not break face. To just be dead fucking serious. Just be like, "Yep, this is what you're buying." No judgment, no shock. Just he would be perfect.
Yoongi spends half the day totally zoned out, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, after he does it, okay, I want to say Yoongi gets a job working at a sex shop because he needs a job, and that is the job that he locates and finds. And at first, he's kind of like, "Oh God, I work in a sex shop. What do I tell everybody?" Blah 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 blah. Kind of uptight
Yeah.
about it, like a normal human being would be. And then after a certain point, he's just like,
Yeah, I just sell gigantic purple dildos to people.
"Yeah,
That's just how I
exactly."
work.
He becomes totally and completely desensitized to the idea of sex toys.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Fuck it, that's a gigantic purple dildo."
This man just bought a gigantic blow up sheep. I'm just not gonna think about it.
That is not a thing they sell in sex shops. Have you ever been inside a sex shop? Have you?
Have you?
No.
Then why wouldn't they sell a
We're gonna
giant
go.
blow-up
We're
sheep?
gonna go to the fucking news and video store one day. There's this on our whenever we drive home to Austin on the weekends, we always drive by this one. It's called it's labeled as news and video or
It
something.
doesn't even have a proper name, but the
Yeah.
windows are all blacked out, and it's
and it has this little those advertisement boards that they have at the movies or
yeah.
fast food restaurants sometimes,
Yeah.
but say whatever their special is or what movies are showing or
Yeah.
something like that, and it always says really suspicious shit,
Yeah.
really creepy shit. And we've always wanted to walk in there because now we can because we're 18.
So we can do what we want.
Actually,
Unless
we're
they sell
19.
alcohol, in which case we can't walk in.
Yeah, we can. We can walk into places that sell alcohol. We just can't buy any.
Yeah.
We can go to clubs and stuff like
They're
that. They sell
pieces.
alcohol.
If you're under 18 and you walk into a liquor store, they'll kick you out though. Not under 18. If you're under 21 and you're
No, they won't. I go into liquor stores with my parents all the time.
if you go in on your own.
Oh.
If two 19-year-olds go into a liquor store on their own and wander around,
Yeah.
they're gonna get kicked out.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, it makes sense because you
Yeah.
just try to steal alcohol.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, anyways.
Yoongi working in a sex shop.
Yeah.
Jimin is a regular and he is embarrassed every single time.
Jimin is embarrassed or Yoongi is?
Jimin is.
Jimin is always embarrassed. Why is Jimin a regular at the sex shop? what if Jimin does one of those Camboy shows? I always love Camboy AUs.
Yes.
Those are always so fun,
Jimin's
right?
a fucking camboy, so he's got to get like new dildos.
Exactly, yeah.
Like every time, because he.
Not every time,
Not
but
every
like
time.
fairly frequently. He shows up like at least once a month. You know what I'm talking about?
And like for a camboy, you'd expect him to be like fucking used to it, but no, he like thinks Yoongi is like really fucking hot,
Aww.
and so he every time he like buys something, he's just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, he knows.
Yoongi straight up does not care.
Yoongi doesn't even like notice him.
Exactly. Yoongi spends like most of his time in the sex shop. He just like zones out. It's like really not easy work, but it's like manual sort of thing. You know, it's like, okay, I sit at the cash register and I check people out, and when there's nobody here, I like go and straighten up shelves and I like sweep the floor. It's not like really like
Sometimes he finds like suspicious shit on the floor, and he's like,
suspicious shit.
suspicious white shit.
Why would there be cum on the floor of the sex shop?
Some people are gross.
No, that's not. No. We're not going there. No exhibitionism. We're not
You don't
discussing
gotta
that.
pay for the magazines if you use the.
Oh, that's so gross, Lauren. Don't say that. I know that's like happened before, but I don't want to think about that. That's gross. Okay.
You're gross.
Fucking wash the floor with goddamn bleach. God, that's so terrifying. Okay, so I've been watching a bunch of like murder or like one murder show recently, and you know they have like that stuff that that like lights the light where you can like look in the thing and it'll show you like blood stains and stuff like that, but it
UV
also
light,
triggers for like basically any kind of body fluid.
Don't do that in the sex store. Better fucking hope you do.
Jesus Christ. Okay, also, I don't know if they have this in other countries or other states or what the fuck ever, but this is a fun fact I'd like to share with you all. Okay, every single time we'd go on like a road trip or like have to, you know, drive somewhere that's like, you know what I'm talking about, like a little out of our way on the highway or whatever, there are always adult megaplexes right along the highway. There are these gigantic signs for them of like, come visit the adult megaplex. A couple of years ago, we went on a road trip to New Orleans, which is like, how far away is that from here? Like a 8-hour drive, maybe a little bit more? I think it must be
It's
more.
like a 12-hour drive.
It's like a 12-hour drive. We did it over a couple days, but like 3 or 4 days, I think it took us to get there. But oh my god, we drove past so many adult megaplexes, and I was just like, what the fuck? Why is this a thing? Like, what in the world? I don't know if they exist anywhere else in the continental US or like in other countries, but it's just
like, who wants to buy like sex toys while they're traveling?
yeah, they're not like in the middle of. It's not like when we pass through cities or anything like that. It's in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and they're like these gigantic warehouse sort of things. We like drove past and we could like see them sometimes. They're like,
we need to go to one of those sometime.
I know we
just
do.
To, like,
I'm like so curious, honestly. We weren't 18 when we went
oh yeah.
on the thing, or I think it was like I was 18 and Trinity wasn't, or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sort of thing. But anyways, we couldn't go, and so someday we're gonna go to an adult megaplex. We're gonna do it, Lauren.
Yeah.
Hashtag promise right now.
Hashtag go inside.
We're gonna pinky promise. Yeah, no,
Hashtag
that is the wrong fucking pinky. There we go.
Convince everybody we're lesbians.
Yeah, that's our life goal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you... Okay,
Yoongi.
we have to talk about Yoonmin. I love Yoonmin so much. Also, there was the one Anon who was like, I have this exam to work on, but please talk about Yoonmin. And I was like, I don't think anything in the universe could stop me from talking about Yoonmin.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna talk about fucking Yoonmin.
Okay, Yoonmin. Jimin? Okay.
Jimin, like, thinking that Yoongi is, like, constantly judging him. And,
Yeah.
like, Yoongi, like, doesn't even know who Jimin is.
Yoongi has, like, no idea. He,
Like,
vaguely
when they finally
recognizes-
have a conversation, Jimin's like, I've been coming in here for, like, months, and I've always been afraid that you're judging me. And Yoongi's like,
Who are you?
You've been coming in here for months.
And it's like, I'm in here, like, twice a month, and it's been, like, 5 months, and Yoongi's like...
I don't really, like, look at people's faces.
I'm just like, you know, it's just a job. It's just like the kind of thing where you like sit there and then you just like zone the fuck out, you know?
It's like, I don't really, like, memorize faces or, like, names or, like, credit card numbers or anything.
That's so suspicious. Jesus Christ. Okay, but also, why does Jimin go to the sex shop to buy toys instead of doing it online? Dead silence.
He doesn't have a credit card.
Why would he not have a credit card? Who is he? What is he? Who doesn't have a credit card? You don't have a credit card. You're 19.
The credit card he has is his mom's credit card, and so he wants to buy it in person so he can use cash because he doesn't want his mom to know that he buys sex toys on a bi-monthly basis.
That's so cute. That's not cute. That's actually like kind of horrific and embarrassing. He's like 19 or something like that.
He's like 19.
Yeah, he's like 19. He's going to college. His mom pays his bills.
His mom pays the bills and he's like got a credit card and she's like spend it on groceries and like food and like occasionally like nice things for yourself. He's got like
Okay, but
this
if he
other
doesn't have a
income.
credit card, how the fuck is he doing a Camboy show though?
PayPal.
You need a credit card for PayPal.
Mhm.
Yes.
What if he has a bank account that his mom puts money into? And he wants to take the money for the sex toys out of that bank account, so he can't use the credit card from the Camboy thing.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, you could do that. Or what if it's not an account that his mom? How do I explain this? I guess if he's an adult, what if it is his mom's account, but whenever he does the Camboy shit, like the name for the fucking job or whatever is like something like really vague and
It's just like PayPal.
yeah,
PayPal
exactly.
commission.
Or something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Where it's like really discreet.
He's just like, yeah, mom, I draw art for people online. He,
Or
like,
something
lies.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Or he's like, oh yeah, mom, I do this. Some lie about what he actually does. But actually he has a Camboy. He's a Camboy. That's really cute, actually. Or even if he gets paid directly from the website people or something like that, it's the kind of situation where it's like, it's the big gigantic, you know when we worked at like Firehouse and the people we got our checks from were like,
Yeah.
what the fuck ever, you know, and we were like, I don't know what that is, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? It's like some really vague like corporation name, you know what I'm talking about?
He's like, yeah, mom, that's my job at Firehouse Subs.
Yeah, mom, that's my job. Or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So it's not super suspicious, but he knows if he goes and he
And
buys.
it's not that like his mom would like object to him opening another bank account.
Mhm.
He just doesn't know how, and he's too scared to ask.
Or even we could do. So the reason I was really excited to move into my own house because I could order as many sex toys as I fucking wanted on the internet. Which is not that many, but you know. Okay.
Only 2.
This is. I feel uncomfortable having revealed this on recording now. Oh well. But what if like he uses mom's like Amazon Prime or something like that? And it's like the situation where he's like, okay, well if I'm not using Amazon Prime, it's just like stupidly expensive. I might as well just go buy things in person and like, you know what I'm talking
He's like,
about?
there's a sex shop right down there.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
It doesn't really matter the situation that much, but like maybe like a combination of those things or
yeah.
a couple of them or something like that.
Yeah, that works, makes sense. So he buys exclusively in cash,
Mhm.
and he goes in person,
Mhm.
and he just buys. Some
Maybe
sex
he's
toys.
just paranoid about
having a paper trail.
Yeah, exactly. He has his own stuff, but he's like, oh god, I want to work with kids someday. What if the government, like, subpoenas my fucking, like, Amazon Prime
What
history?
if I get arrested for having more than 6 dildos?
Oh my god. That's a law in Texas, fun fact, is you can't own more than 6 dildos.
Nobody upholds it. Nobody cares.
Okay, but it's like a law, and it's on
like
the
a
books.
law.
It's
like on the
hilarious.
books.
Jesus.
They're like raiding your house for drugs, and they find more than 6
Mm.
dildos. They can add that on the thing.
No, they can't.
Oh, they can.
Because of the,
Oh yeah, the search.
the warrant thing, where if you find something that's not on... I think there are some exceptions, like if they find, like, a dead body or something like that,
Yeah.
they can charge you
They're
with
like,
it.
we
but,
were
like-
looking for drugs, but we found a dead body. But since we're looking for drugs, it doesn't really count.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
no,
That's
that's
a
the
good thing.
person.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But if they're like, well, we're searching for drugs, and then they find like 7 dildos, they can't be like, well, we're gonna tack that on because
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
well, is it hurting anybody?
Well, it's,
I mean,
it's
it might
the
be
kind of
hurting
thing.
your asshole, but like,
Jesus Christ. No, but I think on a warrant you have to like say the specific thing that you're searching for,
yeah.
and if you find another like illegal item, I know that's like definitely a U.S. law.
Yeah, I agree.
Fun fact
You're
for all
right.
you non-American people, you get to learn things about American legal shit. Legal shit.
Instead of us actually talking
Yeah.
about the AU.
Again, I know there are a couple people who follow me who are lawyers who are just gonna be so fucking disappointed in me.
You're a class act.
Yeah, I am. But anyways, okay, you working in a sex shop. Okay, so should Jimin ask him out at some point? I think
He
we should
asks
like.
him out because he thinks he's really hot, and he's just like, who the fuck are you?
No. I think we should have them have like an actual conversation at first. I think it should be Jimin being like, I love that slow.
Like, I'm gonna
burn.
fucking flirt.
Yeah, Jimin being like, hey, and Yoongi's like, why are you talking to me? And Jimin's like, oh god.
Failure.
He's like, I shouldn't have flirted with the guy in the sex toy shop. I'm so sorry. And Yoongi's like, okay, but who are you? And they have a conversation about Yoongi's job and why he has that job.
Yeah, just like, yeah, I do like SoundCloud shit. I like put albums on Bandcamp, so I need like a job to actually make me money.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my other one definitely doesn't.
Exactly, yeah. He's like, that's my passion, but you know, I make like, you know,
$15 a month off of it. So
yeah, something's gotta pay the bills. What was I gonna say?
There's like one other employee too, so you gets like a shit ton of hours.
Taehyung should be the other employee.
Yes.
Um,
Taehyung is also not fazed by the horrific things people buy, but he smiles while he does it.
exactly, yeah. He like smiles in like kind of like an unsettling way.
He's just like, I know what
He's like, hope you enjoy your purchase. That's so creepy, isn't it? I love it.
She's like, have fun.
God, oh, that's so creepy. Jesus Christ. What was I gonna say? But yeah. Oh, they should be like fucking talking about Yoongi. What do you call it? Why Yoongi has that job? He's like, also, it's like a sex shop. Sex shops are probably like slowly going out of business. Like, let's be real here.
That's why they only have 2 employees.
Exactly. Yeah. There's like 2 employees and like an owner or something like that. Maybe it doesn't matter who the owner is for now.
Jin.
Okay, it's Jin. Why do I always have to make Jin own the? He seems like the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go into business.
And then he'd go into like not like sketchy business, but like questionable.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he'd be like a BDSM club owner or like a fucking sex shop owner, like something weird.
I think this is just wishful thinking on our part.
Fucking unique dining experience restaurant. You know that? Like,
yes.
Where it's like there's like some weird like.
You know, okay, you know what Jin would do?
What?
He would do fucking dinner theater. Wouldn't he? He'd love that shit, right? I went to that once when I was on the cruise.
I went on a train ride up in Colorado, and we were in like the first class train car, and then the train car right next to us was the dinner theater train car, and so we got to see all the actors like coming out of that. We like got to talk to them. They were like, "Yeah, I just died." It was really fun.
That's so cool. Actually.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. We talked with this guy for a while, and he was like, "Yeah," and he talked about like the whole theater thing. It was really fun. Dinner theater, you go.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say? But yeah, and then he should start making like casual conversation with Yoongi whenever he comes into the sex shop.
Except for it's like not really casual. It's really like
yeah. At some point, so he like knows Jimin at that point, and then at some point he's got to be like, okay, you really do come in here every like 2 weeks.
Okay, after he starts talking to Yoongi, he comes in like every 3 days.
Yeah.
It's like kind of embarrassing. He like buys like lube. Yep. And then he like buys condoms, which he doesn't need. Then he buys more lube, which he definitely doesn't need. And then he like buys another dildo because he's like, I might as well. And then he like buys like fucking like he
buys more shit than he needs.
Yeah.
And Yoongi's like, he like notices Jimin starts buying like condoms and shit, and he's like, oh, I guess he must. Oh, he's like, why the fuck does he need condoms? He's like going through his memory. He's like, he's never bought condoms before. What? I guess he must be in a relationship or something. You know what I'm talking about? And Yoongi's like, but I can't comment on it unless he starts the conversation first because that would be unethical. I do want Yoongi at some point being like, okay, so why do you buy so many dildos? Are you just like burning them or something? Yoongi like low-key thinks. Jimin buys so many dildos. Yoongi like low-key thinks he like does some weird like art projects with them or something like that. And he's like, that would explain why he's always like embarrassed. You know what I'm talking about? Because he's like, oh god, people think I'm gonna have sex with these, but then
he's really not.
He's really just like burning them in artsy ways or something like that.
Maybe he's like making like a sculpture.
Yeah, a sculpture.
One time, Jimin shows up and like starts a conversation, and he's just like, so how's your dildo sculpture coming?
And he was like, what?
And he's like, I don't know, you buy so many. I was like, you can't be using all of them for sex. And so I was like thinking, you know, like you could be like an art student, like building like a dildo sculpture. And Jim is just like long pause, and he's like, I use them. And Yoongi's like, oh.
Do you now, huh?
Really? Eventually Jim gives Yoongi his number. And Yoongi's like,
that's so cute.
Why have you been buying so many condoms? He like says that. Jim's like, I just wanted an excuse. And he's just like, I just wanted an excuse to come in here.
Aw, that's so cute, isn't it? And then he's like, well, you know, if you actually like call me back, you know, you don't have to. It's cool. But if you actually call me back and we end up having sex, you know, I have like 50 fucking condoms of all sorts. Yeah,
Iconic.
beautiful. Jimin
Just
would
like-
probably not actually say that. Like, realistically, he'd be far too shy.
Yeah.
But,
No, you like text him later and he's like, if this works out, at least you'll have a use for all those condoms. And then like sends him like a fucking blushing emoji or
oh,
something.
that's so cute.
Just Jimin's trashy like that.
I love little shy Jimin so much.
Shy Jimin.
Jimin is so good. Jimin is such an interesting personality because he's like shy about like being cute and like talking to people sometimes, but like he's like, here, yeah, let me just fucking flash my abs, you know what I'm talking about? It's really interesting because he's not super shy about like
Baby.
it's interesting because he clearly has like some like sort of like body issues, you know what I'm talking about? He has like self-esteem issues, but he's also things that he seems like outwardly like kind of embarrassed and like shy about are usually like pretty small things, you know what I'm talking about? It's like, oh god, I've got to make a phone call and I'm nervous about it. Oh god, I gotta go pick up my bag, or oh, you know what I'm talking about? He's like, oh god, I've gotta like
That was so
sing
mean when they
live.
It was so mean when they sent Jimin out to get the bag.
It was
and
so
he
funny.
was so nervous. He was like, oh god.
He was alone in a foreign country. I'd be nervous too. As a person who has been alone in a foreign country where I did not speak the language very well before, very nerve-wracking. I would be like shitting myself if my friends had done that to me.
I love that they made Namjoon make the fucking phone call
I
for
know,
him,
right?
though.
He wasn't even speaking in English. Jim was just like, Namjoon.
Namjoon, make a phone call for
God.
him.
I love that so much. We're talking about Bon Voyage, by the way. Just to clarify, I don't think we ever said that. We're talking about Bon Voyage. Like the fucking,
If you
like,
didn't watch it and don't know what we're talking about,
yeah.
Jimin lost his bag and then he was like, I gotta call the Korean embassy.
Yep.
And then he handed Namjoon the phone and
Yeah.
Namjoon
Or I think
called the Korean embassy.
I think Namjoon might have just started doing it on his own. Fucking initiative.
He was like, Jimin ain't gonna make this phone call.
Strong leader, man. And we originally, we like saw him and he was like on the phone with the Korean embassy, or like he was like, okay, we gotta call some people or something like that. And I was like, oh, it must be because the reason Namjoon's making that call is because he's gonna like talk in English or whatever. Nope.
Nope.
Not even a little.
Baby.
It was beautiful. It was magnificent. Jimin is a big baby. But he has like, I don't know, he's not like super shy about like his body, if that makes any sense. So I feel like it's kind of interesting where you end up with this sort of thing where you're like, yeah, Jimin could be like a cam boy. And
But also, like, he'd be extremely embarrassed buying sex toys.
exactly, yeah. It's a really
It's a dichotomy that I enjoy.
same, honestly. It's like interesting. And I think that's like a reasonable characterization too, which is like fun. It's really easy when you characterize Jimin to go like over the top in any direction, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
you could be like over the top self-conscious, which is very common, or like over the top like sexual, which is also very common.
Yeah. Well, I suppose also that's not like saying it's over the top isn't necessarily like a bad thing, but I think it's like more than is reasonable considering what I think about Jimin.
I mean, or they like woobify him to the point where it's like not
Mhm.
even like reasonable anymore.
yeah.
Like somebody's like, "Yeah, Jimin, you're not that smart sometimes when it comes to math," and he's like, "I'm an awful person and I want to kill myself," and I'm like, "Oh,
Whoa there. Most of the time when I see people woobify Jimin that much though, it's in like PWP though, which I don't really care about. Like, I feel like also, how do I say this? There are characterizations that we like do and don't like in fic. Everybody has preferences. Everybody has like things that they like and things that they don't like. I don't like top Namjoon very much anymore. It's like bottom Namjoon just like gives me so much more satisfaction. You know what I'm talking
too
about?
much top Namjoon too."
There's like so much.
And if it
top
was just like
Namjoon.
normal top Namjoon, it'd be fine. But it's like no,
It's like
Namjoon-
Daddy Dom. I'm like, this man is not my father.
This man could not daddy anybody.
Jesus Christ.
This man
What was I
is
gonna
an
say?
awkward turtle.
Yeah. I think also, like, so when it comes to characterization of, like, one of the reasons I spent like a long time writing fan fiction, not RPF. This is basically like the last like 6 months of my life is the only time I've ever written RPF in my entire life. I've read RPF before. For those of you who don't know, RPF is real person fiction. I don't think people use that term very often in Bangtan fandom. I don't see it very often. But RPF is real person fiction. Fan fiction about like real people, which is like what we write nowadays. Sorry, I
It
just
probably
I wanted to clarify. Okay?
It probably gets a point.
What was I gonna say? I used to read like Supernatural RPF every once in a while, which was like mostly because like the supernatural kink meme is an amazing thing. It's like awful, but like so much like fandom.
26.
No, it was more than that. It was like way more than that. It was like close to 40 fanfictions about
Jensen Ackles
fucking Jared Padalecki's dog, like hardcore bestiality, like weird shit, man. The supernatural kink meme is oftentimes where people, the first ABO fic is credited as beginning, although you saw a lot of like the ABO tropes like individually throughout fandom, and even the stuff that they cite as the first ABO fic, it didn't have quite the same like terminology and stuff like that. It's actually like really fucking like kind of gross, honestly, when you like the first like ABO prompt that's like credited as being like the first ABO thing was J2, which is Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, the Supernatural, the Dean and Sam actors. And it's like, oh yeah, and so there's like alpha males and there's like bitch males, and I'm like, whoa, okay. That's like really intense and weird, and it's like, oh yeah, but I was gonna say RPF. Yeah, I also used to read. There was the occasional like Bandom thing I'd come across, like fucking.
You read the Rooster Teeth fanfiction once.
I did.
It was good,
I had like
really
this. I had this entire phase where I read Rooster Teeth fanfiction, and I was
she was
just
okay
like,
with it because it was all awful, and
it wasn't like super. There was some really weird stuff. There was one fanfiction I read where it was just like, ah yes, Michael, he's so svelte. And they just use the word svelte like 20 times, and I'm like, what part of Michael?
My story?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And she was okay with it mostly because it was either all like awful or like weird or like a combination of the two. And then she actually read a good one.
It was so good.
And it was so good, and so she stopped reading in the middle because it made her uncomfortable.
Yeah, I got weirded out. I was like, oh god. Michael Jones, also the Rooster Teeth people, they're set up in Austin.
Yeah.
Like,
which is weird.
We've had friends who like see them around town and stuff, and so I was just like, oh god, it's too close.
Yeah, like not enough degrees of separation. Like the degrees of separation between me and Park Jimin is like extreme. Like we don't speak the same language. He lives in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
He does. I mean,
there's like 0% chance.
There's like 0% chance anybody I know or meet will ever have like any significant amount of interaction with anyone that
unless they're like hardcore Bonton fans, and we don't have any like friends who are.
We don't have any friends like that unless we make friends with a fucking fan site, which is highly unlikely. Yeah. We're not gonna. We have like so many degrees of separation, but like I could like go downtown and like talk to the fucking Rooster Teeth guys. It's like tomorrow.
Yeah, like
I could go do it.
It makes me.
That's like too close.
It was like too close. It like skeeved me out a little bit. We all have our
limits.
Yeah, we all have our limits.
I could go knock on his door right now is a scary limit.
I concur. Yeah,
that's like a hard barrier.
Yeah, I mean it'd be a bit of a struggle to like figure out where they live, but like their office I can just look up on.
Yeah, you can look up their office online and go there. Yeah. Like that's not.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm like deeply terrified, honestly, that I'm like one day I'm just gonna be like walking around town and I see fucking like Jeff or something and I'm like, oh god. One time I read about him sticking his dick in Michael Jones. Oh god. Like, you know what I'm talking about? And that was too much for me. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Bumtown RPF. There are like degrees of separation. How did I originally end up here? What was I talking about?
I have absolutely no clue where you were going with that sentence.
I like had a place I was going to, but I don't remember what it was. I was talking about, this is like the first time I've really written RPF.
Yeah.
In like my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was talking about, what was I talking about? God damn it. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't matter that much.
I have absolutely no clue, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about like preferences in fandom and stuff like that. And we all have different boundaries. The thing about RPF that I really like about RPF is that characterization isn't as like hardcore. Fluid. It's more fluid, yeah. And it's a lot less like, I feel like if you I'm gonna air quotes, like mischaracterize someone, it's a lot less like you're being fucking crucified, if that makes any sense. Because I remember in like anime fandom, a lot of time people will be like, oh, people always mischaracterize so-and-so, like blah 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 blah. And characterization, and a lot of times
you're mischaracterizing Namjoon, and it's like, well, do you know him personally? And it's like, no. And it's like, well, then you're not.
Yeah, the thing about RPF and like real people is that they're so multifaceted and so like there are so many different ways you can go with something. If you want to find evidence for like, obviously there's like ballpark characterization. If you characterize Kim Namjoon as like...
I mean, my only problem, and it's not so much a problem because if this is how you want to write characters, because you're writing PWT, like, you do you, but they are like people and they're like multifaceted, and so when you like put them down to one, for me personally, it's like not fun to read.
Oh, I kind of understand that viewpoint.
Like if it's like Namjoon and it's like the only thing about Namjoon is like hashtag Daddy Namjoon and he just acts dominant the entire time and everything, they have like sex and then the fic is over and Namjoon just didn't have any, like, Namjoon personality, he was just, like, a fucking daddy dom, then I'm like, okay, I mean...
But that's kind of like
you do you, but also, like, I'm not into that.
But that's just kind of like putting a face to, like, a fantasy, though, you know
Exactly.
what I mean? And that's kind of, like, cool. I think
I'm not
that
into
there's a lot
that.
more space for that in...
Yeah.
like RPF stuff, and I think that's pretty cool. But I think there's also like the kind of thing where your characterization is a lot more broad, if that makes any sense. There are a lot of different directions that you can go with it.
Stop talking about Namjoon's strong, pointy jawline because it doesn't
Oh
exist.
my god! Stop being so judgmental, you hoe. Let people do what they want to do.
contouring.
Oh my god.
They took some brown powder and they made a
Okay,
fucking
Lauren.
square.
Lauren, it's okay. Calm down. Let me finish this thought because I've tried to start this sentence like 3 times. You fucking hooligan. But there's like broad characterization. You can kind of go the direction you want to with it, and there's a lot of like, how do I say it? There are a lot of ways that you could justify characterizing any single person. Obviously,
Yeah,
there's
I
probably
agree.
and I think that's kind of like fun, if that makes any sense, as opposed to like writing for like fucking anime fandoms where you had like this really small like sample size of something. You know what I'm talking about? And you like. AUs didn't make sense if you didn't, like, draw characteristics from the canon over to the AU, and it was, like, almost felt like this really, like, careful balance, if that makes any sense, whereas, like, now, I feel like, okay, I feel like people are still gonna like my stuff, and I feel like I'm still gonna be okay with my writing if I sit there and I'm like, okay, well, in this AU, Jimin doesn't have Y, and so that changes his personality in X way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Whereas in anime fandom, I always felt like
Anime fandom...
that was like a sin. You know what I'm talking
and
about?
anime fandom also was so focused on, like, bridging out people's, like, emotions that they never really bridged out their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the thing I really like about the Bangtan fandom and about, like, K-pop fandom is, like, all the weird little tidbits. Like, when Yoongi sleeps, he looks like a fucking corpse.
Yeah.
Or, like, XYZ accent, like, Jimin can't make a phone call.
Yeah.
And, like, all of these little, like, tiny characterization details.
Taehyun's mole on the bottom of his nose.
Taehyun, like, having a tiny mole on the bottom of his nose. Or, like, Jimin having, like, a tiny mole on the back of his neck. Or just, like,
the scar Jungkook has on his
the
cheek.
scar Jungkook has on his cheek. Like, you don't get those tiny little details
Yeah.
in anime fandom.
And it feels really, like, personal and nice.
Yeah.
It was really jarring. You told me one time when you first started reading K-pop, you're like, that's a really weird and specific detail.
Yeah.
But, like, it's, like, I don't know, it gives, like, some kind of, like, personality to stuff that's really hard to achieve when you're talking about, like, fucking anime characters, you know what I'm talking about? And that's not to say that...
There's nothing wrong with anime fandom. It's just, it's really...
I feel way more at home writing here, which is, like, something I never thought I'd say, because, like, 4 years ago, I was like, fuck RPF, that's creepy, you know what I'm talking about? But, like, I don't know. I have a good time. It doesn't really hurt anybody. It's nice. I have, like, far more intense justifications than that, but that's, like, the baseline of, like, it's fun, and people actually read my writing and, like, give me really good feedback and, like, talk to me about stuff, and I can do stuff like this and be assured that at least, like, a couple people are gonna listen to it.
Yeah, like, people give us prompts. At least 3 people will probably listen to it.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
Hashtag give us a thumbs up if you listened all the way to here.
Yeah.
Now you can stop listening. We're not going to do that anymore, so you're free. You can pretend.
Jesus Christ. But it's really nice. I really like being in Bangtan fandom. It's like the happiest like fandom I've been since I was like 11 and like in Maximum Ride fandom, I think. That was the last time I talked to people, and people were like really fucking obnoxious then because they were all 11.
Update the fic. Oh my god.
Yeah, just yelling. I see that happen to people every once in a while where they're just like screaming for like updates, and I'm like, maybe chill. I think that might be high key one of the reasons I stopped. Just so you guys know, basically whenever I post a fic, if I post it, it's like done already. I think there are 2 times in like the 14 Bangtan fics I've written where it hasn't been done.
But you were like, had the outline for the next chapter ready, and you were
and it was like, it wasn't like, oh, I don't know how many chapters it's gonna be, oh, I don't know where it's gonna end. It's like, I know where it's going, and I have an outline, and I know what I'm gonna write. And the 2 fics are No Clue, the
yeah, the Yoongi one.
No, not the Yoongi one.
No, the Jungkook.
The Taekook one. The Taekook one. That one. That one, I like, actually, I only had a vague outline for that. I was just like, I need to publish this because there's something else I wanted to work on.
Yeah, and then you were like, you wanted to finish Thigh Highs and Puppy Eyes, but you wanted to publish No Clue first. So you published it, No Clue, and then you finished Thigh Highs and Puppy Eyes, and then you went back and added, because you were like, the way I'm ending this, people are gonna ask me to fucking write a sequel, so I might as well just fucking decide to do it anyway, and so you left it open.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew you were gonna come back to write it, and you came back, what, 3 weeks later?
I think it might have been close to a month, but yeah, it was a while.
Came back. I would not that.
For some people, a while for me. And the other one was the burning up the ABO fic.
Yeah, and you like wrote.
I wrote that in
half,
a day.
And you wrote the second half.
I wrote
like
the second half in a day. Yeah. I was like,
wrote the first half over like a period of like a couple.
Well,
weeks.
this was this. No. The first half, it was like 3,000 words, I think, maybe 4,000 or 5,000, somewhere in that ballpark. And then I sat down one day and I was like, all right, I need to finish this by November 1st.
Yeah.
By November 1st. And I was like, okay. And I sat down and I was like, I'm going to finish it today, so I have plenty of time. And then I wrote like 8,000 words or something like that. And then I was like, fuck, I'm still not done. Oh god. And then I came back and I wrote another like 8,000 words the next day. I think it was a little less than that. It was like 6,000 and then 8,000, or something like 4,000 and then 10,000.
And then you were like, fuck, this needs a second chapter.
Exactly.
And then you finished it, and then you posted it, and then you posted the second chapter like the next day.
Yeah, so basically it got written over like 3 days, but most of it was like in those 2 days.
Yeah.
When I wrote the second chapter.
I mean, you did have it started for like 3 weeks.
I did have it started for like 3 weeks, that's true. And I've been like, okay, I'm gonna write this, and I never did. It's one of my favorite fic ideas, though. It'd been like something I've been thinking about for a long time.
Jenna has a fucking boner for ABO.
I really like writing ABO, mostly because, like, okay, ABO is one of those things where you can, like, how do I explain? I, like, wrote a post about this, like, a while ago, but it just wasn't, I don't think it communicated my full thoughts really well, but, like, ABO was such an interesting metaphor for, like, gender and sexuality issues, honestly, and I have read so much. I was in the Supernatural fandom for, like, a year, a little bit more.
Will you talk about this in the bathroom?
Okay, go for it. But I was in the Supernatural fandom for, like, way back in the day. I was in the Supernatural fandom for, like, a year or so. Maybe a year and a half. I have #terrible memories of that, TBH. I got so into thinking bisexual Dean Winchester was actually going to become a thing, and I just died. I was so sad. I wanted it to be a thing, and then it just wasn't. I thought they were really going to do it. This is not what I was going to talk about. But anyways, I was in the Supernatural fandom for a long time. I read so much ABO fic. You have no idea. It was just like everywhere, and I rarely read stuff that like actually acknowledged ABO for like, I don't want to say it's problematic because that's not really what I mean, but like, obviously it's fantasy, and the line between fantasy and reality is like, you know, a line, and I think people should be able to do whatever the fuck they want in their fantasy stuff as long as you acknowledge that it's like not a good thing to do in real life. But the way that people wrote ABO, it didn't often acknowledge things that like, you know, that's a terrible way to treat people, and a lot of times it just felt like being an Omega was a euphemism for being like a woman, if that makes any sense, and you're like under the thumb of these alphas who are like, oh, you know, you can't like go out at night and you can't do this and you're fucking property and stuff like that. And it always just felt so like weird and sinister to me. And you know, sometimes some things were better than others, and some things were just like, oh yeah, you're in heat, time to fucking fuck, and it's like, okay, you know, whatever. But every once in a while I'd stumble across, actually more than every once in a while, pretty frequently, I would stumble across things that were just like, oh yeah, you know, they had these really, really weird cultural things that always just made me kind of like, they like skeeved me out, you know what I was talking about? And there was never really any like discussion of that I came across where I, you know, people being just like, okay, that's weird. And I never really stumbled across ABO fic that like addressed that, if that makes any sense. And so I have this deep attachment to writing ABO that, like, one, does not do those things, but two, like, actually takes, like, that sort of universe and, you know, kind of uses it as a metaphor for talking about, like, gender and sexuality issues and, like, the nature of consent and stuff like that, because, you know, consent in universes where you're, you know, where you have, like, a biological need to fuck is, like, gonna be weird, obviously, and different, and I like dealing with those weird sorts of situations, you know what I'm talking about? I like writing about those. I think they're interesting, and also I just like putting ABO fic out there that doesn't like give me the skeeves, you know what I'm talking about? Not to say that, when you write stuff that's, you know, it's just like fucking porn and has like those weird social things, like that's bad, because it's not. It's just, you know, it's fantasy, and what gets you off, and nobody should ever feel sorry about that. I just like, I don't know. I think it's nice to have stuff out there that actively acknowledges that there's problems, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that actively acknowledges that there's like, hey, there's issues with this, you know, societal structure, and there's issues with treating other people in this way, and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, I really like writing ABO fic. It's so fun.
You talked the entire time I was in the bathroom.
Yep. How long were you gone? Like 2 or 3 minutes, probably?
Probably.
Yeah, it's not that long. Not that unreasonable. You know, ABO is like
Or I
interesting.
just look back at the timestamp and it was like 10.
It wasn't 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. What was I gonna say? But, do you want to do the next prompt now, Lauren? I think we've only done like one since we started this.
Yeah.
We got like way fucking off track. But we were talking about fic and stuff, so it's fine. Right?
Anyway.
Oh, it's my turn to read
It's
one,
your
right?
turn.
Okay, this is exciting. I was also holding this little piece of chocolate that entire rant, waiting to eat it, and now I have like it like melted in my fingers, and now I have chocolate all over my hands, and it's really uncomfortable. Yeah. V Namjoon are brothers who don't get along from Broken Firebolt.
Oh yeah, Jenna told me this and I said Drake and Josh AU.
Like immediately.
Which is ironic because I actually know shit all about Drake and Josh.
I watched like all of Drake and Josh, and I used to love it. We can talk about Drake and Josh AU.
Okay, who are actually related and who's
well, first we have to explain the basic premise of Drake and Josh. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Oh yeah.
Drake and Josh is okay. Stop making so much noise with that. It's right next to the microphone. What was I gonna say? So Drake and Josh is a show. It was on Nickelodeon for a while. It's these two guys who are very opposite in each other, and they become stepbrothers. Drake, who he like plays guitar and he's like fucking like blah, 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 and Josh, who's like a goody fucking two shoes and he's like stressed out about everything. Me. And then he grows up. He's like kind of chubby and like kind of like awkward, and he's
hot though.
And then he grows up and he gets like really fucking hot. Oh my god.
He's really hot.
Yeah, he's really good.
He doesn't grow up in the show. He like
no, like in real life, he like grows up and
like,
he like gets really hot. He's like he starts off and he's like 14 and like awkward and like kind of like headaches. You give me headaches like on the show and stuff. And then he grows up and he's like, oh my god, you like I want to fuck him. Anyways, and Megan is Drake's younger sister biologically, and she is a menace. Like an Oh, I know. It's V.
Taehyung. Yeah.
It's V Namjoon. Yeah. Taehyung is Megan.
Taehyung is Megan. Namjoon is Josh.
That makes Jin Drake. That's like weird though.
We don't have to reflect their exact personalities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't.
Namjoon like really likes hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also like a stress monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jin's like relatively chill, but he is like he's like.
What if Jin's like a really popular kid? You know what I'm talking about?
He thinks Namjoon has like shit taste in music.
Jesus Christ. No, we could talk about. Okay, so Jin is like he's like a popular kid, and he's like their high school's like valedictorian or what the you know, and like unreasonable shit, and he has like 5 bazillion extracurricular activities, and he's like fucking perfect, and Namjoon is just like a little fucking stress monster who like you know what I'm talking about.
That's my rap name, Stress Monster.
That's not that funny. I shouldn't have laughed that hard. I'm so sorry. What was I gonna say? But yeah. I love little teenage, like, stress monster Kim Namjoon so much. It's kind of interesting because I think, like, nowadays he has grown into the kind of person who's, like, pretty okay with himself and he can, like, deal with problems pretty well. But I like imagining, like, smaller, like, anxiety Namjoon. I like imagining. Move your foot. It's, like, in my crotch.
No, it's not. Your crotch is over there.
Okay, but I want my crotch to be right there. Jesus Christ, you absolute
There's a foot between my leg and your crotch.
I'm going to tickle the bottom of your foot. I'm going to do it. Yeah, that's right. Take them away. Remove them. That was really good. I was, like, trying to motion to her, like, quietly so we didn't interrupt the entire fucking recording. I was like, move your foot. And then she just, like, stared at me like, like, fight me, bitch. And I was like, okay, jeez. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, okay. Step Brothers, Namjoon. Wouldn't that be so fucking cute? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, they both fucking...
Namjoon's like, he's awful.
I know.
He's terrible.
He's so terrible.
Mostly
He's such a faker. He's such a...
Mostly it's just because Jin has, like, his life put together, and Namjoon doesn't.
He, like, doesn't
have who's younger sibling?
Oh, Taehyung should be, Seokjun's younger sibling. Taehyung is a fucking menace, though. Like, oh my god.
He's like 12, and
Yeah.
he's really fucking obnoxious.
He's so bad. Do you remember the joke in the actual show where Megan called both of them boobs? That was like the ultimate insult. Fucking boobs.
Don't remember that.
You never watched it. It was so funny though, because she was like this little like 11-year-old girl. She's just like, boobs. What a bunch of boobs. I don't know. I've never seen anybody really use that.
That phrase quite like that before.
I've never seen that before, and I haven't really seen that since. I just thought it was so funny.
Boobs.
I was gonna say, but yeah, Taehyung is like 12, and he's awful. He's like, I need to prank them all the time. Jimin is like his friend and is constantly over at the house, and Jimin like advocates like, hey, maybe we should be nice to them, and Taehyung is like, nah, they hate me. Jin and
He's just
Namjoon.
really like constantly
I know.
obnoxious.
Jin and Namjoon are both like 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
They share a room. It's really bad. Yeah.
It's because when their parents' logic was like, it'll be better for the people who are like close in age to share a room, right?
Yeah.
Except for, and also partly because of that, but also partly because Taehyung threw like a fit, like crying, screaming fit.
Yep. He's 12.
He's 12. He's a baby.
Jesus Christ. What if maybe they also, like, they get, like, the basement or something like that, which is, like,
Yeah.
really big,
Yeah.
and, like, kind of
And
a
they're like,
cool
we'll
place
put
for
a divider
teenagers.
in between.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine.
They hate each other.
They hate each
Like,
other.
with a passion.
Namjoon is like so upset that he can't jerk off at any time anymore.
Namjoon is like, I miss my freedom. I miss the freedom from my dick. He's like 17. He's an idiot. Oh my god.
He's also like Jin. They both do homework.
Mhm.
They both like are quiet for each other
Yeah.
to do homework because
Yeah.
they both like
Yeah.
are relatively smart.
Exactly, yeah. Namjoon, okay, also, I feel like...
Namjoon blasts music when he does his homework.
He does, yeah.
Like,
He's like,
blast like.
it helps me focus. And then Jin is just like, that is the most discordant thing I've ever
Jin's
fucking
like, I
heard.
need dead silence.
Yeah. He's like, the only thing that could be worse for him to be, like, playing is, like, Screamo. If he was playing, like, fucking Norwegian death metal, that would be worse, but this is pretty bad.
Sometimes Taehyung blasts Norwegian death metal. Because that's just the kind of kid he is.
I love him so much. What a
Hwaseok
fucking
is
menace.
Jin's friend, and Yoongi is Namjoon's friend.
Yeah. Also, okay, I high-key love... I want to talk about Shugumon for a second, like, just, like, a small deviation. Yeah. The reason I think... there are a lot of Shugumon fics that are, like, pretty... I've read a couple of them that I really, really, really like, but I think a lot of the times the reason I haven't we don't talk about Shugumon that much, and I haven't, like, written a bunch of Shugumon, is because the way that I would want to characterize them, if I was going to write about them, is, like, those friends who, like, casually hate each other. You know what I'm talking about? Like...
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they're, like, in the same sort of industry, they have the same interest, and that's how they, like, get to know each other, but they, like, high-key think the other one is, like, fucking stupid.
We're acquaintances, but I hate everything you stand for.
Basically, yeah, and, like, if they were friends, I would want to write that, like, in an AU setting, I would want them to be the kind of friends who are just like, okay, I hang out with you, like, Yoongi at the very least, like, okay, I hang out with you because you're more tolerable than everyone else. But he, like, high-key, he, like, doesn't like Namjoon's taste in music. They, like, disagree on, like, everything that
They
has
both
to
like
do with...
hip-hop, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They have, like, a good time
Mhm.
arguing about hip-hop.
Basically, yeah. They have a good time arguing about that, but they're not, like, buddy-buddy, like, oh, you're my friend, I love you so much, which is,
Yeah.
like... I feel like writing,
Sometimes
like...
they get a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yoongi's goth.
What AU are we talking about? Are we talking about this one? Still? Okay, good.
Yoongi's goth. Not like hardcore goth.
You
Just,
just love goth Yoongi.
I love goth Yoongi.
That's
so
all you want to
fucking
talk
much.
about whenever they're teenagers. You're like, okay, but Yoongi's goth.
Okay, he could be like punk.
Jesus fucking Christ. I feel like we have to have at least a couple AUs where Yoongi's like, having a coherent aesthetic is far too much work.
Yoongi's coherent aesthetic is black.
Okay, but like, okay,
Yoongi is...
goth is different than just black.
I know.
Goth is like an aesthetic in and of itself, where you have like usually you have goth and you like
Crosses.
mix in elements of like punk, or you mix in elements of like all the like those
Yeah.
other things. You know what I'm talking about?
Silk gloves.
What?
That's like fancy goth.
Fancy goth?
Like goth.
Gothic Lolita.
a lot of like goth, like straight up goth. It's like the long black gowns.
Oh,
and, like, the
yeah, like,
boots
that's
and,
like
the
Victorian
It's
goth.
like Victorian goth. It's
Yeah.
like the true goth.
Is it
He'd
really?
be like, yes, that's like
Okay.
true goth.
I trust you. I don't know anything about this.
True goth is like the pearl necklace and the and like that's like goth,
Yeah.
like gothic, like the gothic era.
And then there's like
And then
middle
there's,
school
like-
goth where it's just like you like buy black jeans and you just wear them every single day until your mom makes you wash them.
that would be what kind of goth you would be.
He's just like black like my soul. I love making them like such
Baby.
awful like teenage stereotypes.
Awful teenage
That's one
stereotypes
thing
so
I
much.
don't see enough in fic that I really really like.
Yeah.
Awful teenage stereotypes. Like, oh my god.
Not like stereotypes like, oh yeah, we're this perfect clique, like awful, like I am a disgusting teenage boy who only showers once a week.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
teenage girls sometimes only shower once a week. Like teenage boys are disgusting, and I love every fic in which they are portrayed as disgusting because it's fucking hilarious.
They're also like, okay, teenagers have like zero ability to like. I feel like we're like teenagers. We're technically teenagers still. We're like on the late end though.
High school.
High schoolers, middle
Middle
schoolers are
schoolers,
fucking
awful.
awful. Sorry.
If
to
you're
any-
in middle school, sorry, you'll grow out of it. Don't worry.
yeah, they shouldn't be listening to this because did we talk about porn at some point? I feel like we did.
I talked about the sex shop.
I haven't really talked about
If you're
the high key
14, you can't yell at us for judging you because
You're not supposed to be listening to this
us.
anyways.
Yeah. It's technically illegal.
My entire vlog is like NSFW. What are you doing here? I know they're there though. I know they're
It's
there,
okay.
and I can't do anything.
We're not judging you, but like if we're like shit talk 14-year-olds, you can't be like
Well, I'm 14.
because
You're not supposed to be here.
rebellious teenagers.
Jesus Christ, what was I gonna say? Okay, another thing that I feel like I should talk about at some point because, oh my god, I think about the young people who read my fanfiction so much.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, okay, no matter how much I mark it explicit, no matter how many fucking warnings I put on, like, don't read this if you're under 18, blah, 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 you know they're gonna fucking read it. I did when I was, like,
I read-
14.
I mean, we both read shit when we were like 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Like, there's no stopping it. I'm not
And I
like
think
judging
that, okay,
anybody.
honestly, like, from a personal standpoint, I think that, like, being able to read fic while I was, like, realizing like I was coming into like being like an actual like going through puberty and like coming to terms with like sex and stuff like that, it was like the best way of experimenting I could have possibly had because it was
Yeah.
like zero risk, you know what I'm talking about? It's like if I read something and I didn't like it, it was like, okay, just leave.
I mean, that's what my mom always told me. I was like, yeah, I'm reading stuff on the internet. And she's like, well, if anything makes you uncomfortable, you can always X out. And I'm
Exactly.
like, okay.
As
But
opposed
she
to,
wasn't
like-
she wasn't like, I'm gonna put fucking blockers on everything and never let you touch anything that's
That's
like
what my mom
vaguely.
did.
People do that.
That's
It's-
what my mom did. I think it's dumb because also like sex ed.
Tell
in
your children
schools-
to avoid things that make them uncomfortable and then let them what they want to do what they want on the internet. That's how I was raised and I am a perfectly healthy person.
Yeah, I concur. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but and I feel like that was like probably comparing like reading fic as a way of like sexual experimentation compared to like actually experimenting with other human beings.
Yeah.
Like for one thing, that's so much safer because you don't get into the situation where you're like, oh god, there's another human being. Feeling feels so much more complicated when you're doing that. When you're just like reading fic, you're like, all right, this guy.
Sexy role play when you're under
Yeah,
18,
right.
I do not advocate.
No, don't
at
do
all.
that. Don't do that.
Do not
Don't
role
do
play sex or sexual situations
Yeah.
with anyone, even if they are also under 18. It's
Yeah,
not
don't.
safe. It's not healthy. Reading fic, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. I just like, I don't know, I get so worried. I'm like, I know there are like 14-year-olds reading my fic, and I'm like 19 at this point, and that's like, it makes me kind of uncomfortable, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But like, at the same time, I'm like, well, it's probably.
You're like, that's kind of hypocritical.
I know, I just like, I don't know. And also, I know no matter what I do or where I host my fic, people who are underage are going to access it.
That's just how it, yeah.
It's just how it
It's
is.
so easy to lie on the internet. I don't judge anybody. I'm not necessarily uncomfortable with the idea. I just don't put, if you're under 18 and you read porn, and you, especially if you like message people and like try to make friends with people who read porn, don't put your age in your description.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Like,
Don't do it. I mean, preferably don't message people who are over the age of.
but if you do, don't be like, hi, I'm 14, I've read your porn, I like it.
Yeah.
Like, that's number one way
Makes
to
me
make
so
people uncomfortable.
I concur. When people are like 16 or 17, it doesn't bother me as much.
It's really like
Right.
under 15.
Yeah, that makes me
14,
really
13,
uncomfortable.
12, like,
It makes me really, really uncomfortable.
Anyway, let's talk about the fucking
Yeah.
horrible goth. Not actually horrible.
Yeah.
Just like grungy, disgusting. Wears black, doesn't clean his clothes.
Oh my god. He's such a mess, honestly.
Such a mess. Namjoon is also a mess, but like his mom like makes him do laundry.
Yeah.
Yoongi's mom is like super like laissez-faire, like do what you want.
Laissez-faire.
How the fuck do you pronounce it?
Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire. The
Sorry,
fair
I'm not-
lesbian.
Sorry, I'm not fucking French.
It's not even French, it's a fucking loan word. We don't even pronounce it in the French way.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay, alright.
But yeah, she's like, just do what you want as long as you're happy and healthy. And it's just like, I don't want to shower or clean my clothes or clean my room. I'm just gonna smell disgusting constantly.
He'll grow out of it. That's like, okay, honestly, those are the best kind of parents, honestly.
Just
Who
like,
just like,
never-
let the teenager do whatever the fuck they want to do. Like, if
grow
I
out of it.
stop them from doing the thing that they want to do, it's just gonna make them want to do the thing more when they're
Yeah.
like 18 and it like actually matters.
Yeah.
And I can't stop them.
Just like, if you don't want to shower, Yoongi, you don't have to shower. And
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go shower.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's like, Mom, I'm never gonna shower again. And she's
Mhm.
just like, okay. And then
Yeah.
like a couple hours later, she hears the fucking plumbing going.
Yep.
And she's like,
oh, praise Jesus. Praise.
she's like spraying Febreze rapidly.
Jesus fucking Christ. What was I gonna say? But yeah, Namjoon, who like share a room. Namjoon's like, yeah, Yoongi, come over to my house and like check out my basement. And then Seokjun is just there, like they have like a screen separating them,
Yeah.
but it's just like sitting over there, like having really
It's like
loud
a bookshelf?
conversations, or something like
It's
that.
no,
yeah.
it's like a bookshelf.
Uh-huh.
They don't have any books in it yet. So it's just like
an empty bookshelf.
it's like an empty bookshelf, so they
That's
can
so
like
funny.
see through and like look at each other.
I see. It's like a bookshelf.
And
that
so
doesn't
it's
have
like,
a
yeah,
back.
this is a divider, but it's like really only like a theoretical divider because
They need books, yeah. What if the books are like all still in storage or what the fuck ever? Namjoon has enough books to fill up like more than half of the thing on his own. But he's like, God damn it, we're gonna have to get some more books probably. But like Seokjun is just sitting like on the other side of the thing having like a really loud phone conversation with like one of his football friends or something like that. Can Seokjun be on the football team?
Yes. Hosuk is also on the football team.
Yes, that's how they know
That's
each
how they're
other.
friends.
I love casual jock Jung Hosuk. I love that so much,
He
honestly.
has very wide shoulders.
Seokjun has wider shoulders. Seokjun's shoulders.
Yeah, no.
He looks
oh,
like a
sorry, I
Dorito.
was thinking about Seokjun, and then I said,
Yeah. Taehyung and Seokjun both have really wide
Wide
shoulders.
shoulders,
Jimin's shoulders are like so small.
Hey boy.
So cute.
Yoongi too.
Yeah, Yoongi too. Yoongi's are a little wider than Jimin's. I think Jimin's, it might just be his posture, but like constantly he looks kind of like ooh, small, tiny, and I don't know whether it's like the actual structure of his shoulders or just the fact that he kind of like hunches in on himself a little bit. You know what I'm
Probably a
talking about?
combination of both.
Yeah, I think
Um,
he used to look smaller back like right after their debut and stuff like that. So it might be like a posture thing that's kind of like changed over time.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I was gonna say, so we have Jungkook should be like also a middle schooler and also friends with Taehyung and Jimin.
Oh my god, I love it.
And he's like 11, and Taehyung and Jimin are like 12.
They make
And
so
then-
many mistakes with their lives.
Then Hosuk and Yoongi and Jin and Namjoon are all like seniors in high school.
Yeah, I feel them.
So good.
I like that.
Jungkook is like
Mhm.
really quiet.
Mhm.
Namjoon has like never heard him speak.
Basically, yeah.
So Jin used to have the basement to himself.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like they move into one of the other people's houses.
Yeah, they moved into Jin and Taehyung's house because their house was bigger.
Yeah. How there's more people.
So more people.
Is Namjoon the one with the mom or the dad, or are they like a fucking like lesbian couple or something?
They should be lesbians.
I love me a good lesbian.
Be a good lesbian mom, two
Yeah.
gay sons.
Yeah. How do we know they're gay, Lauren? We haven't talked about this yet. They don't have to be gay. Why you gotta assume things like this, Lauren?
I don't want Namjoon and Yoongi to be a little gay.
You want them to be a little gay? You want to have like a sugamon?
So
I love me a good sugamon, don't
That'd
you?
be a good sugar
Yeah.
one, too.
Uh-huh.
They have like weird sexual tension. They have like weird sexual tension, and they would have broken the sexual tension a long time ago if not for fucking Jin constantly being there.
Aww, that's so funny.
Isn't it?
Poor babies. What if Yoongi's living situation is like awful? Sorry. We all every single time we do a high school AU, we've done like 3 or 4 now, I think. Every
We're like,
single
okay,
time.
who's gonna get abused this time?
No. Sometimes, yeah, we do that sometimes. Like, okay, honestly, we gotta talk about like fucking Let's talk about our high school experiences for a second. I don't think we had any friends who were like high key abused by their families. Zoe, actually, yeah.
Zoe, actually.
Like that was some not good shit, man. I always want to do high school AUs, but like every single time I feel compelled to include a character who has a really shitty life situation because like realistically, probably like 1 in every 7 people, if they weren't being abused, they had like a really, really, really terrible life situation. You know what I'm talking about?
I think it should be Yoongi. I think Yoongi should just be like a teenager who's like throwing like a small fit.
Okay, fair and reasonable.
Should be Hoseok.
Should be Hoseok. Terrible life situation.
Because he's so happy.
Yeah, but terrible life situation people usually don't like excel very well in school.
He's on the football team. I didn't say it was passing his classes.
Oh, that's true. Like, you have to be passing your classes to be on the football team.
You have to be passing your classes to participate on the football team.
Yeah.
That adds an element of #drama.
Oh, great.
Hoseok and Jin studying together,
Mm-hmm.
and Namjoon being really fucking passive aggressive about it, and Jin getting really fucking defensive because Hoseok has like stuff going on in his life, but he like can't tell Namjoon that.
Yeah.
And so Namjoon's just like being bitchy about it, and Jin's just really fucking mean because he's really defensive of Hoseok, and then they fight.
Can we have Jin just like straight up trying to kick Namjoon out of the room?
He's just like fucking leave.
You're gonna be a bitch, get out of here. Namjoon's usually like really polite too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Namjoon kind of like deserved it on that one, but he like...
Yeah.
It's fine. I love Taehyung just being like fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, same.
There's like a fucking Xbox in like Jin's room, and Taehyung is constantly like, "Can I play the Xbox? Can I play the Xbox? Me and Jim want to play the Xbox. Jungkook wants to play Xbox. Can we play Xbox?" Like constantly, like every single day.
They come home from school, and like half the time they just find Taehyung down there with his friends in their room playing the fucking Xbox.
He's like, he like tells Jim, and he's like, "Yeah, Jin won't mind."
Jin minds a lot. Namjoon gets home before Jin because Jin usually has like football or other extracurricular activities after school.
Yeah.
And so he just gets in and he's like, "This isn't my little brother. These aren't my little brother's friends." And he's like, "How do I tell them to get out?"
And he can't, so he just
like doesn't know how to do it socially. He's not like he's like, "What if I yell at this kid? He's just gonna go like complain to her fucking parents. They're gonna be like, 'You have to be nice to the stepbrother Namjoon.'" And Namjoon's like, so he just sits there and he lets them do it, and he's like so peeved. And he's like, "Yoongi's coming over. We're gonna have this fucking, or they're gonna have to like go hang out in Taehyung's room with all of his little 12-year-old things, or we're gonna have to hang out in the living room with like my parents, or we're gonna have to hang out down here and listen to these fucking 12-year-olds play Xbox in the background." And he's like, "Ah!"
Listen to fucking Taehyung and be like, "Yeah, bitch, I fucking headshotted you."
Like Call of Duty or something, like something really awful.
Like Call of Duty, and they've got like headsets,
Yeah.
so they're like their little like 12-year-old like, "Yeah, bitch,
Yeah.
fucking headshot, fuck you, you didn't get like." My cousin Ethan, I've heard him. Other Ethan, my cousin Ethan.
Your cousin Ethan, your French cousin Ethan?
No,
They lived in France.
that's Michael and McLean.
I don't know your fucking cousins. I only have like one.
Okay,
I have 2 cousins.
my cousin Ethan is the one who lived in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh.
No, but I went over to their house and like the place they gave me to like sleep, well, they had like a couch, and I like heard him like in the fucking media room playing Xbox, and he would just be like, "Fuck you," like, yelling at the Xbox. He's like 14. It was really fucking funny.
Aww, that's so funny. Okay, also, what if like Taehyung started to go through puberty? So his voice is like dropped a little bit. So he's like cracks every once in a while. And he gets like made fun of a little bit, but he's like his voice is dropped every single time Jimin goes on and he starts like saying things. They're just like
tits are getting shit fall. They like hardcore think he's a girl.
Yeah, they're either like, "Oh look, there's a girl playing," in all of the associated like awful gamer misogyny, or "You're like 10, get out of here." And then Jimin's like, "I'm 12, excuse you," and they're like, "This makes no difference to me. I'm 25. I'm 25 and have no job, and that's why I'm playing at 3:30 in the afternoon. I just woke up."
I love Jimin being like, "I'm fucking 10. They're like, "Oh, look, a baby."
I'm 12, excuse you.
Excuse you, I'm 12.
God, Sugamon? Okay, how does Sugamon get together, like, finally? dead silence while she thinks. She's making like this really intense face too.
Thank you.
Like kind of smiling to herself. It's like a little like, ooh.
Because I like sugar.
Yeah. Oh, you know what the worst part about this is?
What?
I'm gonna have to put a bunch of fucking trigger warnings on this. We're gonna talk about like Shugamon having sex when they're like 17. We're gonna have to put a fucking underage warning on this.
I didn't say they were gonna have sex.
I wanted them to have sex. I love awkward teenage sex so
I
much.
love awkward teenage sex too.
Like honestly, that's like my favorite thing.
I hate when people write sex and they're like, yeah, they're like 17. They're like seniors in high school. And it's like full dick and butt lube, like the first time ever, and they're just like there, and it's like perfect. And I'm like,
What?
what? I never had sex as a teenager, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
I had sex as a teenager.
Yeah, you gave a guy a blowjob.
Okay, no. Don't say that on the recording. What the fuck, Lauren?
Why not?
Lauren! Things that I want my friends on the internet to know about me. I'm okay with them knowing my kinks, but you don't need to tell them about my shady teenage sex escapades. Jesus Christ! Like, no.
But it makes for
Leave
a good
it alone.
conversation
Leave it
topic.
alone. No, that's not a good conversation topic. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Get your foot off of my chair. What the hell did I just say? Get your foot off of my chair.
Ow! I don't know.
You can tell we've known each other for a long time because I hurt her and I don't even have to apologize. Ow.
Go fuck yourself.
That was the lamest kick I've ever heard. Don't fucking kick me. We're supposed to be talking about fanfiction, Lauren.
Yeah, so.
We should take another break soon. It's been like 20 minutes over an hour. Yeah. What was I gonna say?
Namjoon, Jimin. No, wrong.
Shugamon.
No, fucking Jin, like, has to go on some sort of, like, football trip.
Oh, so he's gone for like a week or
So
something
he's
like
gone
that.
for,
Yeah.
like, 4 days.
I love how you say some sort of football trip. I wonder what we did in high school. Not sports.
It's some sort of a
football trip. A football thing. I know Trinity's younger brother Tristan used to what do you call it? He'd be gone for like a week for like volleyball shit sometimes because they like go and they do tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, so some sort of, like, football thing.
Yeah.
Or some other sports thing.
What if they
Doesn't
like
matter.
they have like an actual good football team, not like our football
They
team?
go to playoffs.
Yeah, in our senior year, our football team, I think they won once.
Okay, no. Over the course of our sophomore and junior year, combined, they won twice. In our senior year, it was a really good thing. They won 3 times.
We had a really bad football team.
I was impressed at the amount of times they won when I was a senior.
Yeah, we had a really, really, really bad football
Yeah,
team.
no, they won once a year.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes. They have like stop. Oh my god, she's been saying drugs like in response to everything for like 3 weeks and it's driving me insane. She's terrible and I hate her. I actually don't hate her. I love her very much. We have like matching tattoos and everything. We're like attached to the hip. It's kind of gross actually. Stop. I'm gonna throw this pen at you.
if you give me the pen, will you let me give you the digs? Ow!
What did I say? What did I say I was gonna do?
Oh, no, I have a pen.
Okay, but anyways, Shugamon. Oh yeah, so Jin's gone for like a week or something like that.
Yeah.
And they what do you call it?
And Namjoon's parents go out for, like, nice dinner.
Yeah.
And Taehyung
It's like over at Jimin's house. Or
is, like,
something
over
that.
at Jimin's house.
It's like just them in the entire fucking house.
And Namjoon's just like, thank the fucking Lord.
Jesus Christ. He's like that. He's like been
'Cause
planning it. He's
Yoongi-
like, I gotta get Yoongi over at my house so we can like do something. They're not like dating yet.
No, but they've had, like, those, like, really close to each other, like, looking at each other in the eyes, like,
Yeah.
kind of leaning in, and
Yeah.
then, like, Taehyung, like, fucking yells moments. Like,
Yeah.
so many goddamn times.
Yeah, like
so many times.
the tension is like palpable.
Yeah.
And then so now I'm just like, okay, I gotta get Yoongi over my house and there's gonna be nobody there. There's gonna be like 2 nights where nobody is there and it's gonna be like absolutely fantastic.
and
And
I'm just
gotta get
first
Yoongi
one
here.
jerking off and the second one with Yoongi.
Exactly. And he's like, okay, I gotta do it. I gotta get Yoongi here. And then he like gets Yoongi there and he's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the hell?
It's like, okay, let's watch Parks and Rec.
Jesus fucking Christ. They don't have a conversation about their relationship. They just start like fucking making out like hooligans.
Yeah.
Namjoon spends the
There's
entire
like this
time.
like they like watch like the first like 10 minutes of like
Yeah.
some TV show, and then Yoongi just like fucking grabs him.
Yep. Yep.
It's really cute.
He's lovely and direct, and they spend like 10 minutes making out, and then Namjoon's like entire brain like fizzles out, and he's like, oh god, where is this going? What kind of relationship? What does this mean? Are we just making out for fun, or does he want to like be my boyfriend? What's going on? I don't know. Am I gonna have sex? Oh god! Jesus Christ. And then there's like also another element of like Namjoon has like never really kissed anybody before, and he's like, oh god, am I doing it right? Oh god. Spoiler alert, he's terrible because he's never kissed anyone before, but Yoongi also hasn't kissed anyone before, so it's
okay.
it's alright. They're both terrible, and neither of them know.
Namjoon's like, is this what's supposed to be like? I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess it's fine.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Why high school boys are terrible kissers though? Like honestly. Jesus Christ. They like also think they're like not all of them. This is obviously a drastic generalization, but every single time I met Aiden was a really good kisser. He was like 2 years younger than me at the time. He was like 15. I don't know why the fuck he was such a good kisser, but he was like a better kisser than basically anyone else I dated in high school, and he should not have been because he was 15 and stupid. There was one time I made out with this guy, and it was kind of like he was like trying to eat my face. High schoolers are terrible kissers.
Namjoon strikes me as a drooler.
He doesn't he? Drools in his sleep, we're pretty sure, right? We're pretty sure that's like an actual thing, and that's why whenever we have he must make awful faces like when he's sleeping, but I feel like he drools. I feel like he must drool. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like it's gotta be
it's
a
not
thing.
appropriate to show our leader like that. Like he must drool.
He must make like the worst fucking faces too. Like I gotta make a sound to illustrate because nobody can see me. Jesus Christ. Namjoon is a drooler. Namjoon, he just has so much spit production, and he like doesn't. He's like, oh god, is it polite to swallow in the middle of a kiss?
And he like doesn't, and like all of a sudden there's just like Yoongi like pulls back, and he's like, do you need like a tissue?
You need like a fucking like spit bucket there, Namjoon, and Namjoon's like,
Namjoon like screams a little.
Namjoon's
Namjoon just like,
screaming.
puts his head in his lap, and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
But like a plot.
Mhm.
How do Namjoon and Jin become friends?
Oh yeah, that should be the thing that we're actually thinking about, not Shugaban.
They're cute.
They are cute.
That's like the B plot.
Yeah. Let's see. How should they actually become what common ground do they find, Laura?
There needs to be like a catalyst of like upsetness.
Yeah.
The catalyst of upsetness.
No, I think the catalyst of upsetness should be the Hosuk thing. I think that should be I think also the thing that Namjoon should not like about Jin, because he's like a greasy fucking awful teenager, is like, oh, Seokjin is like so fake and he doesn't like he's a popular
doesn't really
person.
care about people.
Yeah, Namjoon is like hardcore like fucking like grunge and shit, and he's just like, yeah, I'm honest, I like fucking hip hop and
Boys.
change, and I'm fucking gay. You're not gay. Gay, yeah. Spoiler alert. What was I gonna say?
We could have Jin Seok.
Seok. Suck.
Suck.
Suck. Double suck.
We're awful.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like it should be like a combination of things. Like it should be like the Hosuk thing, but also like the reason Namjoon wants Jin and Hosuk out is because he thought they weren't going to be there, and then they were, and he had plans to like fucking cuddle Yoongi.
Aww.
And so there's like this like
That's really
tension.
Yoongi and Namjoon should get together before that though.
Like yeah, that's what I meant. Like
Yeah.
before the climax of the fic, and then they have like they like want to spend like all the time together, and
Yeah.
Namjoon like think Jin was gonna be there, and then he was, and so
Yeah.
he's like peeved because he wanted to like get laid.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so there's like a lot of emotions.
Yeah. Intense shit. I want Namjoon to have one of those beds. This is like so completely off topic. I'm so sorry. I want Namjoon to have one of those beds where it's like a twin bed, but it's like a bunk bed on top, and like below it's like a couch or something like that. Like one of those cool functioning like pieces of furniture. It's like neat. He's had it since he was like 13, and he's like he's like, oh yeah, I just had this since I was 13 and we haven't replaced it yet, but like high key, he like loves it so much. It's like bright red or something like that. It's like absolutely ridiculous.
He
Does not fit with his aesthetic.
He likes to be up high.
He does, yeah. But the nice thing about it is that, you know, you get someone up there and it's like all tight and cozy and like nice and it's like the perfect environment for like, you know, casual fraudage.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking twin bed. It's so tiny. Cuddling up with someone in a twin bed is such a nice thing when you're a young person, though. Not like a young person, but like when you're not old and all of your joints hurt and you're like, oh god, I have to be in a really specific position to be comfortable.
Yeah.
When you're like a young person and you can like lay in uncomfortable positions for like 3 fucking hours if it means, you know, you might get like your dick a little wet or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? That's like an awful euphemism.
It is.
That was an awful thing to say. I'm so sorry.
No, but yeah, Namjoon like is like a hardcore like want to cuddle Yoongi and like kiss him and maybe like just take a little and then he like he's like my parents aren't home.
Exactly.
Taehyung isn't home. Jin isn't supposed to be home, and then Jin's like, yeah, Hoseo had a thing come up, so we're here.
Mm-hmm. And Namjoon is like, maybe you guys could go upstairs. And Seokjin's like, we need the computer, and the computer is down here.
And Namjoon's like, well, you can move the computer.
Jesus fucking Christ. And Seokjin's like, it's a fucking desktop, Namjoon. No! Stop being such a baby. You can, like, watch movies upstairs. And they get into a high-key fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Seokjin's like...
Namjoon is, like, kind of in the wrong.
Yeah.
They, like, could have just gone upstairs.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. He wouldn't have gotten to, like, fucking... He would have been able to cuddle on the couch, though, and watch movies, but no. No.
He's, like, too paranoid for that.
Exactly, yeah.
He's like, nobody can know I'm gay.
No, I feel like Namjoon... I don't think Namjoon would be that kind of person. I think Namjoon would be the kind of person who's like, everybody needs to know I'm gay. Everybody needs to know I'm gay and not a gay stereotype. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wouldn't that be good, though?
It would be.
Yeah.
So pure.
But he doesn't do that because he's like...
And then they have a fucking fight, and then...
Mm-hmm.
Hosek is, like, not happy with that.
No.
They don't talk to each other after they have like this giant fucking fight, and they
Yeah.
like Namjoon like comes out like yelling.
Yeah,
He's
basically.
like, "I'm fucking gay, and you'll never understand." And
Oh
Jin's
my
like,
god.
What the fuck?
That's so terrible.
Jin's like, "What the fuck, relevance?" It's like, "Me too, you fucking bitch."
Jesus fucking Christ. They like don't really know anything like that much about
They
each other.
know
though.
nothing about each other.
Yeah. Like not at all. They like
Jin's like, "I've been dating Hosek for 5 years."
It's like, what is the relevance of you being gay, Namjoon?
She's like, "You just don't understand me."
It's like, just like, I've been dating Hosuk for 3 years! There is, like, screaming. Awful stuff.
Yoongi's, like, in the background, and he's like, this is, like... Yoongi's, like, in his brain, and he's just like, this is, like, the equivalent of, like, being there while your, like, mom's friend lectures them.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Don't you hate that?
Yes.
My mom used to do that to me all the time. Every
Yep.
single time I had a friend over,
Yep.
she'd lecture me about something.
Yep.
Why did she do that?
She's...
Your mom was pretty good about that. She didn't usually lecture you in front of me.
Usually she's just like, Lauren, maybe you should, clean your room. And I'd be like, you have a point.
Well, mother.
Well, mother.
That may be mildly logical.
You're like, well,
Do you want to take a break for now and we can maybe come back to this later?
yeah.
That sounds good. Alright. Well, we'll be back in like 10 minutes or so.
Better be
Alright.
back.
Yeah.